Can you imagine someone being even lower than Ted Cruz? Well, it would be Sean Hannity, who went out of his way. He went so far out of his way to defend Ted Cruz's trip to Cancun that Ted Cruz himself had to double back and correct Sean Hannity on the particular details. Let's take a look at that clip.
You went and you took your daughters to Cancun and you came back. I think you can be a father and be the senator of Texas all at the same time and make a round trip, quick drop-off trip and come home. I'm not really sure. I thought we learned during COVID that teleschool, telemedicine, teleworking, Zoom calls, all this other stuff changed the way we do everything. Now, I'm not assuming that the people of Texas thought you were going to go out there with blow torches and antifreeze and get the wind turbines going, but you raise a good question, and that is, with all the natural resources of Texas, why is Texas relying on wind turbines? I didn't see much criticism in their early lid that Joe Biden put on things, while the people in Texas, you could use federal help. But there's always that double standard. You made the right call coming back. You also can be a father. There's also something called technology. We also know what teleworking is. And I think there's a lot of sanctimony and politics being played in this attack.
Now, Ted Cruz came back later on and let him know that, that he didn't intend on coming back immediately, but that's besides the point. Sean Hannity also included his little jab against renewable energy, windmills, as if the problem in Texas is a problem of the Green New Deal, but this doesn't stop Republicans and conservatives and apparatchiks like Sean Hannity from doing the bidding of big energy and protecting the oil industry at the expense of human life. But Helen and Cenk, it is really something. I thought Sean Hannity at least had enough self-dignity to preserve his reputation, but he's managed to go lower than Ted Cruz. So maybe that's just my naivete.
Yeah. So first of all, I loved every part of those excuses. I mean, you would just go to drop them off. Is that a thing people do? They go to Cancun to drop off their kids? Maybe rich people do it. I don't know. Like they're like, oh yeah, I'll pay for a whole plane ticket and I'll waste a whole day to go drop off the kids at the Ritz-Carlton at Cancun. But he made it sound in the beginning like, oh, I had to, because who else is going to drop off the kids? Your wife was with you.
Exactly. It's not like his wife wasn't there and she's completely incapable of taking two kids to Cancun.
Yeah, and then of course we found out later. No, his itinerary was that he was going to stay through Saturday. From Wednesday to Saturday. So even Cruz was embarrassed enough, as Ben pointed out later in the interview, to say, I mean, I was gonna stay through Saturday. Okay.
My favorite part of that video is that Hannity is going on and on and on. And it's the split screen with Cruz, and Cruz is like,
yeah. Ted Cruz is like, if you really are going to go this far on my behalf, don't let me stop you. But
like he's just sweating. He's like, yeah, is that what you said? Yeah, I mean, that's right. Hilarious. Look at his face. It's just, I
like,
can't.
Go, Sean, go, yeah. Sean, go. That's what he's thinking. That's
totally. It. He's thinking like, thank God he's saying it, because I would have been embarrassed to say that.
Actually, for a guy though, what really trips me out about Ted Cruz is the way he threw his everything, but the way he threw his daughters under the bus in the first place. Like, who does that to your children? Like, your children are going to be able to look this up today, right? In 6 years, their future spouses, their children are going to look up and say, why did Pop throw you under the bus, Mom? And what are they going to say? Like, well, because our dad was Ted Cruz. He didn't stand up for Heidi Cruz. So why would we expect him to stand up for the children?
I cannot wait till the day when those Cruz girls get their Twitter handle. Oh, I cannot wait. Oh. I mean, they're just.
Yes.
Woo! I don't even want to see it. But look, Ben, the entire Cruz family is under that bus. So Trump called his dad a murderer, and Ted Cruz like, who cares? It's politically expedient now to kiss Donald Trump's ass. So under the bus you go, Dad. He called his wife ugly. Under the bus you go. The daughter's now under the bus, and even Snowflake, their dog, they left him at home in the freezing house. So, I mean, if he'll do it to Snowflake, he'll do it to anybody.
Who calls their dog? See, they're so ideologically just asinine that they go as far as to call their dog Snowflake because he wanted to make a political statement, and then Snowflake almost froze. So there you go.
Okay, but by the way, why did they get a sneaking suspicion that their dog was liberal? Like that's the thing they call like people on the left. But ironically, they didn't give Snowflake a safe space.
Jake, I'm in the age category now where all of your jokes are funny to me, man. I'm seriously like they are dad jokes to be sure, but I appreciate them because they really resonate with my spirit. I thank you for that.
I'm 100% with you, Ben. Like, I just want to know, like, was Snowflake like Medicare for all? We're first.
Green New Deal.
Ted Cruz is like, all he wants is treats, and he's not even a millionaire. No, this dog's a snowflake.
The dog wants a handout. The dog needs food and shelter, and the dog needs a snowflake.
The dog is like student death relief.
Can I get a minimum treat?
Scooby snacks for all? I don't know. I'm sorry. I had to throw it.
So look, last thought on this is I'm going to bring us down by talking about policy. So Hannity mentioned wind turbines. No, that's been 100% debunked. It was the oil and gas pipelines that froze. They're the overwhelming majority of the energy grid in Texas, and they're the ones that froze. And that was because they were deregulated, and the government suggested that they get installation for a situation like this, but didn't make them get it. And then lo and behold, they decided not to take on those costs so they could make more money. And then eventually, when you die, that's your problem, not theirs. And now, by the way, they're asking for government handouts. So when Hannity says, "Oh, Joe Biden's fault," for what? He gave federal aid instantly. What he should have done is said, no, until you connect to the federal energy grid, which would have saved you in this instance, I'm not giving you federal aid because you're being dumb and endangering the lives of your own citizens.
I mean, we just said in a previous story, an earlier story this hour, that the gas company in Texas is high-fiving themselves, being like, cha-ching! We've hit the jackpot with these people freezing to death. We got them over the barrel. And then he's going to bring up wind turbines? Get the F out of here, Hannity.
And that all that tele stuff was hilarious too. Like, oh no, we could do tele aid to people in need. It totally happens. You can do tele food. You just shove the food into the camera, and then the people who don't have any food in Houston will just magically get. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Okay. AOC actually raised $2 million to actually help them. And finally, let me make this note. Ted Cruz is like, no, I'm back. I'm here to help the people of Texas. That's why I immediately did a giant media tour. And I'm going to what's really important. I'm not in Cancun anymore. I'm talking to Sean Hannity on Fox News, and that's how I'm spending my time.
Yeah.
How is that better?
All I can say is I hope that Snowflake took the biggest dump in their bed while they were gone.
Helen, no mercy. You know why? Helen thinks it's a dog-eat-dog world. You got to do what you got to do.
I'm in good company here. I'm going to tell that joke to my kids. I love it.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.